Topic number 4. This was the fun topic of the day. So topic number 4 was I literally had no idea who was what age in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And I went down a rabbit hole and I started going like, well, how old is this person? And how old is this person? And I know Hook's real young, but I literally had no clue. And so I thought it'd be fun to identify from each year since the year I was born. So people who were born my year all the way up to like, I think I have it till 99 because that's when it kind of tapers off into people that people don't know. I wanted to pick the best pro wrestler from each year. And look, if you disagree with me, if you agree with me, let me know in the comments. Let us know. Let us know if something sounds right, doesn't sound right. All of this information came from prowrestling.fandom.com. That's where these numbers came from. So if they're wrong, you can blame them. Don't fucking blame me. But like I said, let me know in the comments if I left somebody out or if I'm just blatantly, if you think I'm blatantly wrong on one of these. But we'll start right off the bat, Lauren. 1985, the year I was born. Greatest year of all time. The year I was born. The year I graced this fucking beautiful planet. It's the best year ever. And when you look at this list, I'm not going to lie, it's by far the best list of names. 1985, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, Jon Moxley, and Matt Cardona. That's a solid list. Like when you look at this of like 1980, that's a good year of wine for wrestling, pro wrestling. That's a fine, like it's a good year.
All right.
If you have to pick in there, Roman Reigns has got to be the guy, right? I mean, he's the biggest thing in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
He's the biggest thing. And when you look like, as you go down this list, maybe Seth Rollins is the other one. But like of the big upper echelon top guys, it starts in 85. That's where it is. After that, they're all way older. Even AEW, like CM Punk and those guys, they're way older.
Okay.
86. So we got 85, Roman Reigns. Best wrestler, 85, Roman Reigns. 1986, we got Seth Rollins, we got Matt Riddle, we got Charlotte Flair, and we got Big E. This was a little tough. I shit all over Charlotte, but she's very accomplished.
Most decorated women's wrestler.
Most decorated women's wrestler. I think that's a fair thing to say about her. I don't know that she's necessarily the greatest or the best, but she's the most decorated women's wrestler. But I just have a hard time betting against Seth Rollins. Like, he's got so much left in the tank.
He's Seth freaking Rollins,
Week in and week out, he intertwines himself into Monday Night Raw as some form of the main event. I've said he is the best loser in professional wrestling. He can lose a match and somehow come out on the other side, and you're like, did Seth Rollins get better? Like, he's in a better position, right? He lost to Cody Rhodes, but hell, he's selling it as like, well, you would lose too if you didn't know who your opponent was. So
True.
I got to go 85, Roman Reigns, 86, Seth Rollins, 1987, another decent year.
The best year ever.
No, I mean, this is your year, right? This is your year.
Dragon.
You've got Becky Lynch, Bray Wyatt, Gunther / Walter, and I threw Johnny Gargano on here because he's a solid wrestler, but like he's not winning this thing.
I think it's
Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
It's got to be, right? Bray Wyatt, he's just been so misused that I don't think you can give him the title. He's not currently wrestling, so Becky Lynch is one of, if not the biggest names in women's wrestling right now. So it's got to go. You got to go there, right?
All
87, right. Becky Lynch. 1988, Wardlow, Ricochet, Buddy Murphy. What the fuck? Like, this was not a great year for professional wrestling. This was a oddly weird year. Like, nothing there sticks out. When I look at this, I go, these are three guys who are up there in age, but none of them have just achieved a ton at the top level. Like, Wardlow feels like he's just coming into his own, and come to find out, he's on the upper end of the age spectrum.
Yeah.
Ricochet, while accomplished everywhere else, he's a mid-level guy in WWE who we go, like, I thought he was way younger than this. I was like, oh, he's got time. Like, but does he? It won't be long before, 2 years, he's in the same place as Roman Reigns and these guys, and he's not going to be in that main event picture in 2 years.
Nah.
So I went Ricochet here just because of what he's accomplished in other promotions.
I think that's appropriate.
I don't know enough about Buddy Murphy. Like, I think some people like Buddy Murphy. I just don't know enough about him. So I went Ricochet in 88. 1989, another good year. Adam Cole, Bianca Belair, Bayley. All right. So
That's a hard one.
it is a hard one.
That's a good one. That's a good year.
My first instinct, my gut instinct was Bailey. Bailey's a big deal.
Oh,
But then I looked at it and what's funny here, if you want to know just my thought process, I said, it's Bailey versus Bianca Belair. That's where I went. Okay. And just in my head, even though I'm doing a thing on age and year they were born, I was like, well, Bianca Belair is so much younger. And I'm like, wait, no, this literally says they're the same fucking age. Mm-hmm. So Bailey's pretty fucking seasoned for the age she is. She feels like more of a veteran than Bianca Belair. But my issue here is, and I picked Bianca Belair, it's just upside, man. I don't think Bianca Belair's came anywhere close to her ceiling. I think that WWE is going to push her to the fucking moon. And I think she has the potential to be the John Cena of women's wrestling. Maybe never the greatest wrestler, but just one of the biggest fan favorite women's wrestlers of all time. Like, I don't...
Definitely.
Like, outside of some of the fucking just absolute haters, you don't meet many casual fans who have a problem with her.
No,
like, of the general audience. The IWC,
genuine,
you always
bro.
find some weird fucks who can find a problem with anybody. But, like, outside that. So I go, 1989 is the year of Bianca Belair. 1990, we have Queen Zelina, Montez Ford, Swerve Strickland. I feel like Queen Zelina's been at this a long time. Like, I remember seeing her in Impact Wrestling and things like that. So she's another one who, at a young age, feels like pretty seasoned. Swerve Strickland, I don't know enough about him to really give him a mention here. Montez Ford, I've sang the praises of Montez Ford forever. I think Montez Ford has a huge potential. Born in 1990, that makes him 24 years old, right?
That's crazy.
10, 24, 20, no, we're in 22. See, how old
What
is
year
he?
was he born?
I'm way off on this shit.
What'd you say, 19 what?
He's born in 1990.
Okay.
Why am I struggling with
He's
math?
the same age as my brother, but I don't know how old my brother is. Minus 1992, you said?
90.
32.
32. Okay.
32,
That's a little different. That's a little older than I thought he was.
Yeah.
But still, I think he's got star potential. 91. 91, we've got Alexa Bliss, Brit Baker, Adam Page.
Ooh.
It's a tough one. There's a lot of young talent. This is when we're getting into like young talent. But once again, when we look at Alexa Bliss, I go, another person who got started young enough that pretty seasoned for that age. I still believe on this list, Brit Baker is the biggest name out of those three. I think she has potential.
That was a hard one.
I think,
Alexa and
I
her,
think
but
the minute that Brit Baker makes the jump to WWE, which I said it here first, I think she will. And I think she becomes one of the biggest names in women's wrestling. 92, we got Paige, Sasha Banks, Jade Cargill, and Jay White. I don't give a fuck about Jay White. People tell me he's important. I really don't care about him. Jade Cargill, still too green. Gonna be a big deal, but still too green. Sasha Banks and Paige. Man, fucking Paige. 1992? And retired?
that's
Due
crazy.
to injury? That sucks, man. Such a young,
Little
there was
baby.
such a future in front of her. And I get now why that stings so much to people.
True.
I had to go Sasha Banks because at this age, just barely turning 30? She's still got quite a few years in front of her. I wonder what the average women's age is going to be.
I'll look it up.
Well, Charlotte's 36, right?
Yeah, she's pretty old.
So, or 35, 36.
Well, and so you got Charlotte, then you have the Heart girl. What's her name?
Natalia's even probably
Natalya.
older, but I'm saying so it's not a problem for these girls to wrestle into their
Naomi.
late 30s.
Well, as long as they get plastic surgery. They've all had plastic surgery.
I'm not touching that.
Every one of them has had Botox or
All
something.
right, 1993. We got Butch, Sonia Deville, Sammy Guevara, and Will Ospreay. I even practiced this last
Ospreay.
night. I practiced it. It's like
Ospreay.
Osprey. It's Osprey. I don't know. And people give me so much shit for not being able to say this. And I practiced it last night, and I just fucking whiffed it. I don't know.
Spray.
Ocean Spray. Will Ocean Spray. So Will Ocean Spray. So they tell me Butch, Pete Dunne, big deal.
Uh-huh.
I like him as Butch. I never really liked him as Pete, so not going to give him the year. Sonya Deville, while definitely especially after her interview, found huge respect for her. I don't think she's the best of the year. Fuck Sammy Guevara. He's not winning shit from me. Sammy Guevara will never, if we ever give out any kind of awards, you can bet Sammy Guevara doesn't even, like, he's immediately disqualified. I just don't fucking like Sammy Guevara. No chance. No way. So by default, it's Will Oceanspray.
All right.
Will Oceanspray. 94. Liv Morgan, Omos, Aaliyah, Leo Rush. Liv Morgan's young. I didn't realize how young she was. She's got lots of time. Why are we rushing this thing with her? Why are we all panicked and screaming that like she needs to be better than Bianca Belair and she needs to win the title? And she's got lots of time, guys. She's a young spry lad. Lots of time for Liv Morgan. But Omos, all right, no. Aaliyah, cool. I think she has potential, but she's not going to be the best from that year. Leo Rush, that's my guy. That's my guy. Leo Rush is exciting. Even though he's a little like small guy that bounces around, he's like another Ricochet. He's still like, it's fun to watch. Extremely, and out of that group of people, it's fun to watch. 95, Toni Storm, Chris Statlander, Ty Conti. I went Ty Conti. I don't know. Like at this point, I'm just picking Toni Storm. To me, with Toni Storm, like I think she's got a ceiling. I think because she had kind of a run in WWE and it never fully got over. And I get like booking and shit like that. But even like going into AEW, I don't see the mainstream push for her. People were excited for the big surprise, but who cares? She is what she is. She's kind of hit her ceiling. Chris Statlander, gonna have to find some personality. She's gonna have to be able to talk on a microphone a little better. Can't be an alien your whole life. And like I said, then I went with Ty Conti. I feel like the potential is there if she pulls it all together.
Interesting.
96. Man, you talk about, so 96 is a beast of a fucking year. Because these are some young kids that are fucking made. Rhea Ripley and MJF.
Dang.
And that's rough because those are both like those are
pretty good, bro.
Those are the future of pro wrestling. Like those are the names that will carry it as the torch gets passed. As we lose the Roman Reigns and the Seth Rollins and the Drew McIntyres, those are going to be the names that kind of pick it up and carry it forward. And so I went MJF. I think there's no question it's MJF. I think MJF is a generational talent, and the fact that he's so fucking young is insane to me. To kind of have it all put together. What is AEW doing? Put the fucking strap on this guy. Put the fucking belt on MJF and let him run with that motherfucker. 97, Theory, Braun Breaker, Darby Allin, and Dominic Mysterio. It's Theory. It's got to be Theory, right?
Right?
It's not. Braun Breaker's on his way. Probably going to be a big deal. Fuck Darby Allin. And Dominic Mysterio is a mess. Then the last 2 years, 1998, Daniel Garcia did not realize he was this young. That's pretty cool.
I didn't either.
He's in the Jericho Appreciation Society. As Jay said, he was allowed in the building while everybody else wasn't.
Okay.
And then 99 is Hook. That's crazy. 1999, Hook is there, and he's seems to be a big deal in professional wrestling. Lauren, just for fun, I wanted to do wrestlers you didn't realize that were old as fuck.
Okay.
So just for fun here,
okay.
Kofi Kingston. Did you know Kofi Kingston was 40 years old?
No. Am I doing guess my age?
No, it's not guess my age. I'm just going to tell you. But that, like, how athletic is that guy?
I thought he was like in his 30s, bro.
That's what I would have said. I would have said he was maybe just slightly older than Big E.
Yeah, like 36, I think.
But fuck, he's that, like impressive for that age.
Yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura. 42 years old.
I knew he was older. I just didn't know how old.
42 though. That's what I said. Like, so when I talked about, I didn't want to spoil it, but when I talked about him earlier, like, what's left for him to do in WWE?
Nothing.
It's time for him to go to AEW. It's time. That's where he'll flourish. He's an AEW guy. Asuka, 40 years old.
Shut the.
That's crazy, right?
Hell yeah.
That's crazy.
I thought she was like in her 20s, like all the rest of the girls.
I thought maybe like 28, 29, 30.
Damn.
That shows how far off I am on knowing these things.
I had no idea.
But 40 years old. The Miz, 41. Feel like that's
a pretty
yeah. Like I could have guessed that. Randy Orton, 42. That seems right in line. But like he's an older.
He just had a celebration.
Sheamus, 44.
I mean, I knew he was older, but
this makes me feel really bad about myself. That like I need to get in shape. I need to go to the gym. I need to Bobby Lashley, 45 years old. That man, that's impressive. Like, it's impressive that he is basically the #1 baby face on Monday Night Raw, and he's 45 years old, and like the thing we keep saying about him is he's getting better. Oh man, he's getting better. Like, he's getting better on a microphone. He's getting better in the ring. At 45, he's doing the damn thing, right? Like, it's hard to hate on him for that. And then last but not least, the fucking thing that blew my mind, R-Truth is 50 years old.
That's crazy.
And I'm fucking out here calling for him to win titles and shit. And I still think he's got shit left in the tank. But then you start going like, man, he's just maybe old and brittle. But he's had some of my favorite moments in pro wrestling, and the little Jimmy stuff and some of that's it's crazy. 50 years old and still doing it at that level. That is
super crazy.
And still an integral, like the 24/7 belt is a pretty integral part of Monday Night Raw right now, whether you like it or love it, whether it makes any fucking sense to you, because I'm having a hard time following what the hell's going on.
I have no idea.
All right, guys.
Step in the ring, if you ready, let's go. Hey, casual wrestling community show. You already know, talking WWE. Keep it rolling and hosted by Notorious Nerdy D. Don't be sure that you gon' find. Tune in cause it's online. Hit 'em with a figure 4 leg lock, power driver or clothesline. We bringing that heat like for show, but you should already